What's up guys, how are we doing? My name's Jaden and welcome to Arc 6 Gaming. I started this little channel to talk about all things Yu-Gi-Oh! Because I love this game to death. Ever since discovering it like 2-3 some years ago, I've been hooked. I've always been competitively oriented, and if you are as well, I suggest you give it a try. This game has a lot of really cool things going for it, amazing artwork, you meet a lot of really interesting people from all walks of life. Give it a try. Now, I could just jump right in, talking about my stances on the game, my deck preferences, the type of person I am in general, but instead, I'm just going to give you guys a deck profile because I've been to locals and regional qualifiers in the past, but never before have I been to an event quite like a YCS. So this weekend I attended YCS Portland. It was my first YCS ever and it was amazing. If I had to describe it in one word, it'd be amazing. I met so many interesting people. I believe there were like a little over 800 attending from all over the world to like share their passion for the game. It was awesome. You should definitely go if you've never been to one. I really suggest it. Now, the deck I played was 60 card Pendulum, and the consistency wasn't really the issue. It was more the side decking, because when you're not playing 60 cards and you're not playing too much draw power like I was, you don't really see your side deck too often, and that's like kinda what did it for me, but it's whatever. Treat it as data and work to improve it in the future. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. I hope you guys enjoy. Alright guys, so let's hop into the deck profile. I will be going into detail, maybe at some point, what the cards do, but that will not be today. I'll just be telling you what they do really shortly because we do have 60 cards to get through. First off, we have triple copies of Harmonizing Magician. To start with the Magician package, which I feel is the best way to like break this deck down. It's literally just good Pendulum monsters to the deck, right? So this one, if you Pendulum summon it from the hand, it special summons a Pendulum Magician monster from your deck. It's a tuner, so it helps you make synchro plays. It's a level 4, and so is the other one we summon, so it helps you make Xyz plays. All in all, solid card. Really good to have in the deck. Next, for the targets, we have triple copies of Purple Poison Magician. It's the only target to summon off of Harmonizing, but it's all you really need because the Magician package is a little small in this deck, which is how it should be. You have many ways to get to it. If this card is destroyed by battle card effect, it blows up a face-up card in the field, which is really nice. It helps you out floodgates, it helps you just threaten monsters, bait out negations, whatever. And then in scale, if a dark spellcaster you control battles, you can give it 1200 attack and then blow it up to trigger its monster effect. Very nice. Then we have Dragon Collar Magician and Dragon Pit Magician. These are the last two magicians we play. This, you can, in the Pendulum scale, you can target a face-up monster on the field and becomes dragon until the end of the turn. Helps you go into guard dragon plays if you don't have access to one of your dragons. And then we have Dragon Pit Magician. If you have a magician in your other scale, you can discard a Pendulum monster, then pop a spell trap on the field. Really cool to just clear out any problematic back row you might have. Next, for the spell counter package, is what I like to call this. Triple Servant of Endymion. Its monster effect isn't really relevant, not in this deck anyways. In pure Endymion it comes up a lot, but its Pendulum effect's what we care about. Each time a spell card is activated, place a spell counter on it, and then you can remove 3 to special summon a monster that can hold spell counters from your deck. And then it puts 1 spell counter on each, so it's nice. So it can help summon a big guy we'll talk about later, and then an even bigger guy we'll talk about later. 1 copy of Magister of Endymion. Magister is like the reverse of Servant. Its effect is same in both the monster and the Pendulum effect, except the Pendulum effect specials from face-up extra. So it comes up sometimes, but not too much. It's just there to have a searchable high scale with the rota that we have. Big guy number 1, Endymion, the Mighty Master of Magic. If this guy's a spell counter, it can't be targeted or destroyed by card effects. So it's really good against like Striker because they can't Widow Anchor it or blow it up. And then if this is destroyed by battle, when it has a spell counter, it has a normal spell from your deck to your hand. Really nice. And then it can also negate spell trap and effects by bouncing a card you control with a spell counter to the hand. So against Sky Striker, which is like 90% spells, very nice, very clutch. Triple copies of Mythical Beast Master Cerberus. This card is pretty cool. It lets you search a mythical beast that's level 7 or lower. Really cool. It just literally just searches this guy, Jackal King, which is the other big guy I was telling you about. This one, in scale, you blow it up to special summon a mythical beast from your extra deck. So you just summon the master Cerberus that you used to search it, right? And then on field, which is where it shines, each time a card is activated, place 2 spell cards on it. And then if your opponent activates a monster effect as a quick effect, remove 2 spell counters to negate it. So it's a walking negation. It helps you negate hand traps. So if they try to hit your Electromite with like a Ghost Ogre or a freaking Effect Veiler or something, just stop it. Really cool. 1 Mythical Beast Garuda. You just pop it to pop a spell trap on the field when it's in the scale. So it literally just acts as MST, and since the Cerberus is search rate, you have 4 copies of it. Really solid engine, very nice. I'm really content. I didn't really see any problems with it. Next for this little engine right here, we have triple copies of Chronograph Sorcerer. Chronograph literally just searches in Time Gazer and special summons it, or puts it in the Pendulum scale. And then in hand, if a card you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, it can special summon itself and a monster from hand. That effect doesn't come up as often, but it does come up. It's just a turbo card to put monsters on board. And then the Time Gazer Magician that it summons. So this guy, its monster effect is the first time cards in your pen zone will be destroyed by card effect. It's not. It comes up sometimes if they try and pop your scales before you Pendulum summon. Next off for dragons, Dragon Package. Triple copies of Dark Worm. In Grave, if you control no monster, special summons itself, and then on summon it adds a gate 0, which is right here. It's relevant because it's a Pendulum monster and a dragon, so it helps you go into Guard Dragon plays. This guy's just a Garnet that you search, because why not? And it's also a low scale, so it helps you Pendulum summon sometimes. Next off, Luster Pendulum the Draco Slayer and Master Pendulum the Draco Slayer. Motherfuckers be like forgetting that these 2 are dragons. It's really funny. And the fact that they're searchable with Duelist Alliance makes them really cool. This guy in scale lets you pop a card in your Pendulum scale, add a card with the same name. So if you pop Purple Poison, right, get the blow up effect, and then search another one. It's a really strong play. This guy just pops a card in the Pendulum zone. All in all, they're literally just dragon monsters. They're Draco Slayers too, which is relevant. I have a combo for it. Then we have Ether the Evil Empowered Dragon and Amorphish Sloth. We have a card that summons these from the deck during your opponent's turn, so it makes them really strong. On summon, this guy targets the monster on field and banishes it, and then this guy just keeps both players from like accessing their extra deck, unless they're summoning an Amorphish monster. So they're both situational, but you don't know what you're going to play against, and I like 60 because I can play both of these. So that's very nice. Then the 1 copy of Destrudo. It's for the Guard Dragon combo. I'm gonna assume everybody knows it by now, but if you don't and you want me to go into an in-depth tutorial about it, I'll do it if you want. This guy just is an instant level 7 synchro. If it's in hand or grave, target a level 4 monster, summon it, reduce its level by that monster's level, and then it's a tuner monster, so level 7 synchro. Zephyr Package, because I play those too. 2 Zephyrath. It's really nice. It literally has an Electromite-esque effect to let you dump a Zephyr monster from your deck to your extra deck face up. And what you're dumping is Zephyr Nui, Secret of the Yangzing. If it's Pendulum Summon, it adds a Zephyr spell or trap from your deck to your hand. So you're going to add the counter trap or the Rhoda to search the counter trap, which is really cool. Really engine, literally just rewards you for playing the cards. 1 copy of Zephyr Thubin, because the Zephyrath also becomes the scale of the card you send, and sometimes you need to send a low scale so that Zephyrath can become that scale. It's level 4, so it's normal summonable, so it's really nice to have, just to have the monster in case you need to use your normal summon for Electromite. It also has a neat destruction effect to let you pop face-up cards with Zephyr cards. Really cool. Off to the spells. Triple Pot of Desires. Banish 10, draw 2. I could make a neg 9 joke here, but those are like overdone, so whatever. This lets you draw 2 cards. Not much to say about it, but I feel everybody says that about it. Triple copies of Duelist Alliance and double copies of Pen Call. I liked this ratio. The Duelist Alliance literally just serves to search the Pen Call, but it can also search Luster Pendulum and Master Pendulum, so it's nice. I play 3 and 2 because with Servant, right, you want more spell activations to put counters on it. So you'd rather search the pen call than just hard draw the pen call and activate it, you know what I mean? So that's why I play this ratio, but they're good cards. Pen call, you discard a card, add 2 magician monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. So it's one of the reasons why we don't play that big of a magician lineup, because you literally can just access them with these, so not a problem. Triple copies of Spell Power Mastery. This is the rota for the Endymion archetype, so you can search Servant of Endymion, Magister, or Endymion Mighty Master, right? And then also put spell counters on cards that can hold them. So it helps you turbo like counters onto Servant. Pretty cool. Dragon package thingy. Double Dragon Shrine and Foolish Burial. It's a hard once per turn, so I don't play 3 of it. I know I play a lot of hard once per turn effects in here, but I didn't want to like get too heavy on it, you know what I mean? These all do the same thing. They send Darkroom to grave so you can summon it. Turbo card. Next off, triple copies of Zephyr Providence, and then double Oracle of Zephyr. The ratio is the same thing as with the Duelist Alliance and Pen Call, and the fact that I'd rather activate and activate than just hard draw and activate, you know what I mean? So Zephyr Providence searches any Zephyr card, so you can search the monsters or the spells, which is really cool. And then Oracle Zephyr searches any Zephyr monster. And on activation, you have to add the Zephyr monster. It's a mandatory effect. So if you don't have Zephyr monsters in your deck, you cannot activate. It comes up with the card we'll talk about later. 1 copy of Dragon Ravine, 1 copy of Terraforming, and 1 copy of Set Rotation. Dragon Ravine is another copy of Foolish Burial that is not hard once per turn, but I only play 1, and then 1 Terraforming because it's limited. Set Rotation is just another copy of Terraforming, and it's really cool because you can set the Oracle of Zephyr to your opponent's side of the field, and then while either of those, while setting the Dragon Ravine to yours, and then they're locked out of their extra deck, or their field spells. Really nice. 1 Zephyr Divine Strike. This is what the Zephyr engine is meant to get, is just to search and set this. It's an Infinity barrier but for Zephyrs, and its cost is you banish a Zephyr from your face-up extra deck. So it's not really hard to turn off. There's not many cards that actually interact with the face-up extra deck. Speaking of extra deck, we'll go on to that right now. 1 copy of Electromite because it's Electromite and this is a Pendulum deck. You don't want to get greedy with this card, dude, because like a lot of times you don't really have to activate effect. And Ghost Ogre is a bitch to deal with. Popping this is everything because then I can't Pendulum summon too much and it makes making plays a little annoying. So don't want to get greedy with it, but if you have Jackal King, you can activate this no fear, because if they activate something to try to stop it, just chain the Jackal King negate. So really nice. Let's go plus. This was Psyframe Lord Lambda, but I was borrowing it from a friend and he took it back. So I'm probably going to replace it with Lamphorhynchus again. But this is literally just a slot for any generic Link monster with downpointing arrows like this. So it's whatever. Metaltron and Triple Burst are my Link 3s. Triple Burst for Guard Dragon plays, and I'm going to it much more often than I am this. But Metaltron has its uses as well. Because of the arrows, you can still put a Guard Dragon here, and have 2 arrows pointing to the same zone to go to Guard Dragon plays. And it comes up with like Ignister or something. 1 copy of LP, 1 copy of Pisty, and 1 copy of Agripane. These are the Guard Dragons you use for Guard Dragon combos. Each one special summons a dragon monster from a different place. LP's from hand or deck. Pisty is from banished or graveyard, and Agripane is from extra deck. So this is what you use to cheat out free dragon monsters to negate stuff. Then, for the last 2 Link monsters, Heretic Seal and Borrelsword Dragon. Heretic Seal because these are what you use the guard dragons to make, because you have to special summon dragons while they're on field. And this is really good. It's just, you can tribute itself, spin a card on field back to hand, non-targeting, and then you get to special summon a dragon from deck since it was tributed, make its attack and defense 0. So you can summon Amorphous Sloth or Ether to banish a card. Borrelsword Dragon for the OTKs. Switch monster on field to defense, attack twice. Gains attack, really strong, you know. Helps you just steal games you shouldn't win. Vortex Dragon is what you're summoning off of Agripain. Negates a spell trap or monster, a spell trap card or monster effect by spinning face up, returning face up cards in your extra deck to the deck, so it doesn't really run out of gas. And for synchros, I played 4 of them. 1 copy of Dawn Dragster, 1 copy of Borreload Savage Dragon, 1 copy of Ignister Prominence Blasting Draco Slayer, and 1 copy of Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Dawn Dragster's to make with the Destrudo at the end of the combo. It's a spell trap negator, so that's really nice. Borreload Savage Dragon you make with Harmonizing Magician, since it's a tuner. It just negates cards and effects, so it's dumb strong. It doesn't negate, but that comes up sometimes, but not all the time. Ignister lets me destroy boards, and with the Guard Dragons, I can use it, link summon with it, and then bring it back, and then do it again because it's a soft once per turn. And it also lets you special summon Draco Slayers from your deck. So that's the other reason why we play Luster and Master in the main deck. And then Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. This guy blows up special summon monsters to do damage. It's for time. It's for going into time, so you can just do burn damage. I almost got cucked by time like almost every game, and I did a lot, so that helped, but wasn't enough. 1 copy of Dweller. You can make it with the Magicians. Detach, block your opponent out of grave effects. Really strong, and some decks entire turns. So, that was my 60 card Pendulum list for YCS Portland. I had a ton of fun working on it, and I worked really hard on it. Even though it may not have been the most successful, I still had a blast. Let me know what you like down in the comments. Maybe subscribe if you liked what I put out, and I will see you guys next time. Peace out.